Hello, and we got some great crypto news for you. Crypto gaming might be getting a huge new market, and I mean massive. It's not a concept that hasn't been brought up before, but it's going to be piloted with Alluvium. So basically, there's a Web3 game called Polemos out there, which with co-founder Richard McLaren, and he actually believes the future of blockchain gaming will involve gamers and developers renting out their in-game NFTs for profit. Now, this is something like what Axie was doing, but that was just like, I think, one game, and you could actually rent out your Axies for coins, but you might be able to rent out these in-game NFTs directly for cash, and it'll be an infrastructure that wraps around all these games. I think they're going to test it out with Alluvium first. So imagine a future where a player is able to rent an in-game item via blockchain, giving them tools to pass a difficult level, or borrow an NFT that gives them the ability to try a new game on their wish list. I think that would be really cool. And that is what is one that Polemos co-founder Richard McLaren is hoping will one day become the norm, along with an economy where players rent out their in-game assets for a fee. So essentially, like, they're gonna have like these assets on blockchain. You can pay cash for these assets, maybe even coins, but probably cash for these assets. And this will create an entire new economy. I'm not really sure what regulations will actually say about that, but this will make games popular. I think this will make games like popular, both for people that want to make money and just, like casuals who want to try out a specific thing in a game. And, a lot of blockchain games, their problem right now is that they might cost too much to actually just jump in and buy all the stuff. And you don't even know if you like the game or not. You can actually rent one of these NFTs for a while for a small fraction of the cost to see if you like the game or not. Try things out, and the smart contracts will actually like control what you can and can't do with the account in that specified amount of time, so you don't screw up the other guy's account. And you can get a feel for what the game is like when you're all decked out in gear. So I think this will actually get people in-game that are actually going for the gear, going on these quests, and build that community. So I think this is actually going to be a very interesting test for Alluvium. So basically, like in an interview with Cointelegraph, where this news is from, he announced a new partnership between his gaming infrastructure service Polemos and fantasy battle game Alluvium. A move, he said, would help break down barriers for players looking to get started on Alluvium. Obviously, NFT games, they can be very costly, and you want people to actually jump in. So, you can either rent items or you can rent the NFTs themselves to really get in the battles to see if you actually like it or not. It's like, think about playing Pokemon. You don't really have any of the good cards, right? Well, you can rent some of the cards or rent someone's like awesome deck for 2 days to see like how you actually like the deck. Imagine if you had Exodia and you could pull that out, just for a small fee, be like Ash Ketchum. I don't think anyone actually wants to be Ash Ketchum because he's kind of, kind of a noob and a twerp and all that stuff. I don't like Ash Ketchum. You can tell I really don't. But, if you could actually have the decks that he actually has for a small amount of the fee, and just to try it out, I think more people would actually be interested in the games. And I think this could be a concept that really takes crypto gaming to the next level. And I think it can actually attract a bunch of casuals to really, play the game more, which would attract even more people to play the game. And you could have that network effect within the game. You don't have to cover the value of the asset because we're confident the technology prevents you from damaging that in any way. So it opens up this as a non-collateralized lending to a much wider audience of people who don't have the capital to put down to secure an asset. So like, I remember playing Diablo back in the day. Like it took forever to get something like King Sword of the Heavens or something like that. Well, you can just rent King Sword of the Heavens and go on a quest with that a sword, or like with Excalibur or something like that in another game. So I think this will be really popular. It can generate a lot of revenue. I think companies will definitely be interested in this because they'll just take a cut of the rent. People that are like really good at the game will be interested in this because they can make money from it, and this will get more new players in because like you can grind to get all your stuff, or you could just pay a small amount, rent a specific item for a specific quest. And yeah, I know that some people, will have troubles with pay to win, but there's a lot of that already out there. And I do think like this is something that would be attractive to both people that put in the hours and people that just want like kind of like an easy path. So some people might be opposed to this, like serious gamers, but I think overall the market will welcome it with open arms. So we got to talk about Bonk and when to sell Bonk because it's gone above $1 billion. Market cap was like 1.5 last time I checked. And it's going to get listed on both Coinbase now and Binance later. So when do you actually sell Bonk? I actually think like at 2 billion or maybe even right now is maybe the best time to actually sell Bonk, because now that you're in the billions of market cap, I think your potential upwards is somewhat limited. Just 1.5 billion. If you get to 10 billion, that's roughly 6.5x. And I think you can get more money from other coins in the marketplace. I don't think, Bonk's going to take over the world or anything, or have like any giant enterprise actually adopt it. It being a meme coin, of course, I don't see any plans for that. So I think there's like a limit of how high it can go up. Like, actually, in this environment, I think if you really want to make some money, I think you should probably sell Bonk now and put some of that into another meme coin, maybe Myro, maybe like Snack, maybe another Solana meme coin. I think you kind of need to like jump around in these meme coins to make more money instead of just staying in like a meme coin that already has over $1 billion market cap. If you look at Doge right now, it's only 9 billion. Shiba Inu is only about I know Doge is like 12 billion. Like Shiba Inu is actually right now is like 5 billion. So even if it gets to where Shiba Inu is, like some people are talking about Bonk flipping Shiba Inu, that's only a 3x. And the other thing that I have to bring attention to is that like a lot of people bought the Solana phones just for the Bonk. So they might want to pump up Bonk before they dump the coins they got from buying the Solana phone. And that presents a danger to the Bonk buyers, of course. So you don't really know when they're going to start to sell off that. If I were someone like them, I would want to wait until the Binance listing and then sell out. So I do believe like post Binance listing is probably going to be the top of the market because you can only pump it up so much. There's probably going to be enough liquidity for a lot of those guys to cash out. You want to cash out before those Solana phone buyers cash out because that represents a huge drop off cliff for the price of Bonk. And we've seen it with all these meme coins, whether it's Shiba Inu or all the others. There is a drop off at some point after a major pump. Solana does have a lot of liquidity to actually support such a meme coin. But realistically, it's going to stop pumping and go backwards sometime, and people are going to invest that money they got from Bonk into other coins, maybe even other meme coins. So you might be able to cash half of the Bonk out, and then with the other half that you cashed out, buy some other meme coin to do it all over again. So that way, at least you've locked in some profits and you're not losing money. You're in the profit, and that's the most important thing. Let's actually talk about the Safemoon thing. They filed for bankruptcy today. They died. They weren't safe or moonish. I mean, they did moon once, but then they died. And Safemoon dropped 30% right on the news, but then it just popped back up 25%. I think in the end, it's going to die. When you file for bankruptcy, you're generally the kind of bankruptcy they filed for. It generally means you're toast. So they filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If they file for Chapter 11, they might actually be okay. Chapter 11 is generally reorganization of the company and funds and stuff like that. Chapter 7 is, hey, we're selling everything because we're dead. And that's what Safemoon filed as. And the reason they filed is even more chilling because they said they filed because they couldn't pay for their employees. And in the legal notice that said, if you're an employee of Safemoon, all two of them probably, you will actually need to file a complaint with the court to reclaim your salary that we're owed you because we don't have any money left. So no money to pay salaries. They're filing for liquidation bankruptcy. They are dead. So if you're holding Safemoon, probably best to sell it right now instead of waiting for them to liquidate further and even more. So Safemoon, the glorious Safemoon story, has come to a crushing defeat and end. And last of all, it looks like Gary Ginzler has finally admitted defeat. He hasn't directly said it, but he's admitted defeat on the ETF thing. This just goes to bolster the theory that we are going to get an ETF in early January. And the SEC chair looks like it's softening his stance on Bitcoin ETFs. And of course, it's because of the Grayscale court victory, because he got pwned by Grayscale. And he knows that if they go to court again, because he keeps on denying the ETF, he's going to get pwned again. And he's going to look worse and worse as a regulator. I think his reputation as a regulator is taking a huge, huge hit, losing to Grayscale, losing to Ripple, and losing to a lot, and probably going to lose to Coinbase and a lot of these other companies as well. So U.S. Securities Exchange Commission Chair Gary Ginzler has hinted that the regulator has been rethinking his approach. He's rethinking his approach because he's been forced to rethink his approach. So he said, we had in the past denied a number of these applications. He said before adding that the courts have weighed in on that. What followed was a statement suggesting the agency could be changing its tack on Bitcoin. So we're now taking a new look at this at this based upon the court rulings. So basically he's saying we're going to have to approve one because we have no choice. I've lost this battle. I'm defeated. I'm a little bitch. And they have pwned me. That's exactly what he is actually saying. And of course, that's referring to the August federal judge overturning the SEC's decision to deny an ETF offering from Grayscale based on because they don't like an ETF. Obviously, Hester Pierce and another commissioner were actually against that decision. There's internal strife at the SEC. I think Gary Ginzler is finally throwing in the towel. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.